Although that begs the question. Inconceivable. No fair, no fair, no fair. If this is so comfortable, and I was so tired, mentally and physically, why am I waking up? Shuffle, shuffle. Maybe I need to get closer, but I'm already so close. That may have something to do with the person currently moving around on my bed, disturbing my sleep. The voice is unfamiliar, so whoever it is, it's not Ruby or Penny. It's a complete stranger. A complete stranger in my bed, shuffling around. Yeah, that's enough to get my brain to execute the wake-up function. Yeah, that's a complete stranger indeed. Maybe it's because of his semblance? But I've never had any problem with those before. Purple hair and those eyes with double irises. Her clothes are peculiar and remind me of the suitcase near one of the beds. So this is the other occupant of the room. This is useless. Let's try physical contact. In a way, this is exciting. Discovering new uses and limitations of my semblance. Fun. What is she talking about? She's so focused on whatever she's doing that she hasn't noticed I woke up. Jin, how are you feeling? We brought you... Oh, hi Penny and Ruby. I didn't say that out loud though. Oh, hi there. Wait. We didn't mean to interrupt. It's okay. I wasn't getting anywhere anyway. So, what's his semblance? I think it's stopping me from... Get away from Jin. Thanks, Penny. Thanks, Penny. Oh, you're awake. I can ask you directly. I said get off him. Oh, whoa. Never seen a flying tackle execute with such precision. Lips. But the strange girl dodged easily, jumping off the bed while Penny landed on it. Sitting between me and her, like a mama bear protecting her cubs. So, stingy. Who are you, and why, and what are you doing here? And what are you trying to do to Jin? Nothing bad. I was just observing him, but for some reason, I failed. So I was trying to observe him harder. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. You're a roommate, right? Your clothes look like your bags. It's actually the other way around, since I made the bags after I made the clothes, but yeah. Smart guy. The name's Evelyn Demrot. Nice to meet ya. Evelyn! Fun fact, Evelyn's my favourite character in this game. I bloody love Evelyn, she is brilliant. Like, Penny's great. Penny's sweet and awesome, but like, yeah, Evelyn's Evelyn. No better way to describe it. She is easily my favourite character in this game for a magnitude of reasons. Oh. But yeah, the bar. You mean you're not only going to sleep in the same room as the two of us, but you're also going to be placed on our team, making the arrangement not transitory. Clever girl. Yes, that's the gist of it. I see. Penny gets off the bed and walks towards one of the others, specifically the one parallel to mine on the opposite side of the room. I just remember what she's going to do. Well, my bed is now king size. Ah, aren't you cute being all jealous? Jin is currently very tired and vulnerable. Whatever you were trying to do, I won't let you take advantage of him. I wasn't trying to do anything bad, I swear. I just wanted to know more about my new roomie. And you couldn't have waited for me to wake up and ask? That's right, I could have. She's missed the more obvious solution. It went for the most extravagant and borderline creepy one of just doing something to me in my sleep. Oh joy, our roommate is weird. You can't complain about the sight if you wake up to Evelyn above you though, can you? Like, so I think Jim is supposed to eat dinner or something. Alright, I follow Penny's eyes to the door, but the tray with my food lays forgotten in her earlier jump. Let me get that for you. No, I can, Penny seems torn between leaving me unguarded and going to take my food, but in the end decided to stay put, allowing Evelyn to collect it. Well, you seem to be settled in, so I'd better go work on that weapon. See you tomorrow, RWBY. Thanks, RWBY. Your next thanks better be a crummy, scrumptious form, you hear me? What was that last part? I think she meant to use the word scrumptious. What did she actually say? Scrumpulous. Duh. Better crummy, scrumpulous form. Makes more sense now. She wants to get paid in cookies? What a weirdo. Bloody love Evelyn. What? Something on my face? Ah. Chapter 1, Team JPD, or Jade, if you just thought the P was a bit of an A. Da-na-na-na. The night had been long and thankful and eventful. Penny had been watching Evelyn. Evelyn had been behaving for the rest of the night, but the redhead girl was on guard mode, eventually unnerved. But the redhead girl on guard mode, wait. Yeah, behaving for the rest of the night, but they eventually unnerved the eccentric Taylor. So this morning, following my suggestion, we reached an agreement. Fine, I promise. No. You have to say it out loud. I won't use my semblance on my teammates without asking first. Much appreciated, Evelyn. She sighs loudly like she'd given up something really important to her. Or a source of great amusement. Things you do for your teammates. So now that we're on an now we're at ease with each other, the exam's in 2 days from now, right? Indeed. Which means I should show you around Vale and pick up the means I should go down to Vale and pick up the materials RWBY will need for your weapon, Jin. Then I could show Jin around. I'm from Mistral, but it's not the first time I've been at Beacon or Vale, so I could give you a lay of the land. I don't know. Come on, Penny. She promised to be good, no? And we should at least try trusting her if we're really going to be stuck together during the exam. The exam and more. I promise to scream for help if something happens. I don't think that would help against Evelyn. We'll keep it open spaces with lots of people. And I'll write her name in blood on the astrotop if she hurts me. You're not helping, Jin! Penny, we're just joking. Yeah, it's not like he even have time to... I slap one of my hands on Evelyn's face and give her a small glare, as if to say shush. Okay, you can go. Penny stood from the table as she said that. I blinked as I realized she hadn't had breakfast. Penny, what about your breakfast? Oh, don't worry. I'll eat something in town. It's just that I want to get the parts of the shop, at opening hour. I have to go to RWBY first and ask what she needs, so... I see. Try to drink some water for that hiccup first, at least. I will. If you don't know, Penny hiccups when she's lying. I will see you later, then. Did that happen between season 7 and 8 of RWBY? Which, by the way, the latest seasons of RWBY been really good. Like, I could go on a full rant about RWBY. Like, we all, most people love 1 and 2 in particular, then 3. Then 4 and 5 are a bit of a slump. But, okay, 4 is just a complete slump. 4 is, the pacing completely slowed down. The entire thing of the show completely changed from we're at school fighting monsters to we're traveling the world and everyone's split up. And it's very cut about it. It feels like they're going nowhere because they literally are going nowhere. It's literally a season where everyone's getting back back on their game, sort of thing. So, like, you know, it's not a huge season. Season 5, though, not the best still, because, you know, I think the rest of the team even said themselves afterwards, like, they've realized some of the mistakes they've been making. Like, things like, you know, they've been saying things, but they've not been showing them, and stuff like that. Like, I think one of the best examples, that's Sun versus Adam, right near the end of Season 5. Sun and Adam are supposed to have a fight each other, but you literally just see Sun attacking, and you don't see Adam in the shot, and it's like... What? The hell was that? But yeah, Season 5, people make a lot of weird and what could be considered dumb decisions, like Cinder deciding her plan, Raven's whole thing and thing, and yeah, a lot of it becomes a lot more forgivable, though, because once you watch season 6, 7, and 8, you see a lot more of the people's characters, you find out a lot more information about the world in general, and the general situation, and you start to realize, well, yeah, Raven's acting the way she is, understandably. Cinder acting the way she does, because she is pretty immature and really out for revenge. Like, she's a schemer and stuff, but she's not reacting rationally like she did in the first 3 seasons. And plotting, she is really, really out for revenge against, like, RWBY and stuff. And she's trying to be greedy and take everything she wants because she has the maiden power and she thinks she's pretty much invincible. So, you know, like, season 5, I forgave quite a bit more of the stuff just because after the later seasons, stuff makes a way more sense. It's not just Rooster Teeth are doing horrible things or being dumb. It's, no, they actually had plans in place and it made more sense later. Then, yeah, season 6 was an upward turn and that was pretty good. Then, yeah, I've loved season 7 and 8. The Atlas stuff has been, in my mind, absolutely brilliant. Especially, yeah, the stuff with Penny coming back, which, to throw out there, this entire game was pretty much built off the back of the creator of the game liked RWBY season 1 through 3, but really disliked the way Penny got treated by the end of it. Which, yeah, understandably, it looked like she was just kind of tossed aside. But, as we know now, she comes back later on. She gets rebuilt and whatnot. So, it's not as... They clearly had some type of plan for her, at the very least. So it wasn't just a thing where you just discard the character. But yeah, obviously, the creator loves the character Penny. Understandable. She's brilliant. And decided he wanted to do a thing giving her more interesting thing, which, yeah, basically got an entire story where Penny's one of the main characters for it. And, well, when I first heard that, like, I was like, alright, like, Penny wasn't huge to me at that point, like, I didn't dislike her by any means, but, you know, she wasn't exactly one of my favorites by any stretch. But, yeah, after you get into the game and started playing it, I absolutely adore it, and I definitely like Penny more because of it. It's not even, like, just the in-game Penny's just really good as well. But obviously, yeah, the Penny's came back in 7 8. Penny's been brilliant in that too. Oh, can you ever have too much Penny, I suppose? But yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing what's gonna happen come the future for this game, because I don't know. I've heard various people say different things, but I've heard people say basically the creator doesn't like the newer seasons of RWBY that and hasn't watched the latest seasons. Which makes me think, like, well, that's a shame because the latest ones have been getting good. I understand a lot of people get put off by 4 and 5. I can see why, but 6, 7, 8 are worth watching. And it would be really sad because there's a lot of cool canon stuff that could get flung into the game. Like, I know this game's not going to follow canon ever, but, you know, taking characters like, say, Watts, Tyrion, and Hazel, it'd be a shame not to, you know, use them since they are meant to be big bad guys and could be used by for things with Sil and stuff. And plus, it'd be good to get them, like, you know, close to their grounded personalities, aka Tyrion's crappy insane, and Watts is obviously a genius, and Hazel's a very complex fellow because he's bad, but, you know, he's not bad sort of thing. He's just a guy who lost his sister. But yeah, can only hope the creator has a change of heart and watches later seasons, because in my mind, they're worth watching. Anyway, maybe we should stop ranting about RWBY. I'll be here all day if I start. And getting to fill in rants of the show. I wish there was ways I could just sit and rant about it more, because I love talking about RWBY. It's one of my favourite things. Anyway. Damn, I hope her hiccups aren't like mine. It takes forever to... You licked me. You were keeping a hand over my mouth. You licked my hand. And it was delicious. I suddenly want Penny to come back. Well then, what do you want to see first? I guess I should familiarize myself with the school, but what about we finish breakfast first? Dum-ba-dum. Yeah, I loved the dynamic between Jin and Evelyn. Let's go then. Pick a place and I'll show you around. Dun-dun-dun. Right, where are we gonna go? Start the headmaster's office. Start from the top. Good morning, Mr. Cavius. Evelyn. Hiya, Headmaster. The Headmaster's office doesn't look too different from the previous day, except for the lack of assistant in general. Also, I just realised he's always carrying around some kind of cup. I wonder if it's tea or coffee he's drinking. Anything I can do for you? Not right now, Headmaster. Evelyn's showing me around school, and so we came to your tower. I want to become better acquainted with my teammate and stuff. That is a commendable idea. Especially considering that you'll probably be all that's between me and death or expulsion during the exam. And speaking of teammates, Headmaster, is there going to be a fourth person joining us? Our apartment has 4 beds. Yes. Hopefully before the exam. Sadly, certain circumstances have come up. She will join the 3 of you on the day of the exam. She? So it's another girl. Too bad. I wanted to observe her a bit before the exam. Evelyn, no. Just a little bit. She won't even notice. You promised not to. To my teammates? But upon just meeting her, she wouldn't be my teammate yet. I just have to do it before we say words to each other. Oh, believe me, there'll be more than words if you act the way you acted with me to someone not half asleep. It's wonderful to see that you're already getting along. One of the most important bonds you'll make at Beacon is the one with your teammates. All hunters and huntresses remain tied to their teammates, in one way or another after graduation. Told you we stuck together a lot longer than just the exam. Hunters and huntresses are supposed to become paragons of strength, such pillars of support for Remnant, able to stand alone against the tides of darkness. But it's only when they come together that they can overcome the greatest adversaries. I guess that goes double for simple students. Precisely. Naturally, thanks for the pep talk, Headmaster. Come on, Jin. We've got a lot more school to see. If you ever need advice, my door is always open. I like to point out he says that, but I cannot remember a time where he's ever been helpful to me. I don't know if maybe there is a thing for him, but like, I generally come up to his tower, and like, he just says the same lines, and I always just leave. And like, I don't know why, but every time those events and stuff, I always come and check his tower. I always checked his tower in case something happened. I don't think anything ever did. Thank you, Headmaster. I think you're going to have to get a date event with Osborne himself before you get a bloody event in the tower. I just realised, he expects me to become a hunter, doesn't he? I mean, it's a career path if nothing else. Nothing says you have to stay a hunter afterwards. Right, where to next? Guess we'll go to the amphitheater. Might as well. This is where me and Penny trained yesterday. From what I hear, it's one of the 2 most popular training spots in the school. Training? Not a lot of places where you can go all out in Beacon. Plenty of open space, makes sense. Ideal if you want to train with someone. If you manage to find it empty, that is. But this place is so big. You've only sparred with Penny so far. So you don't know what a battle between hunters and against Grim can become. Yeah, but still, it's a school. How destructive can a training match between first-year students possibly... As if on cue, be? We turn around towards the source of the noise. 2 students, both girls, one wild mane of long blonde hair, wearing gauntlets from which ejected explosive projectiles, the other red hair and similar length, tied in a high ponytail, and wields a shield and spear that they're made of cardboard. They move around the amphitheater in what could be defined as a waltz of violence, and don't seem to be aware of their surroundings unless it can give them a strategic advantage. Exit left! Right behind you! Dun, dun, dun. That's Parent Gang, by the way, if you hadn't guessed. Oh, we're missing the things over here. Guess they'll come out later. Meso, we're going back here again. This feels like a weird, wasted deviation. Learning where to get food is never wasted time. But we've been here this morning. What else can I do here all neat? Earn some money, bucko. Excuse me? I don't know if you will have to pay tuition, since it seems like Headmaster has a particular interest in you, but you still need to repay RWBY for your weapon, right? And I bet you want to repay Penny too somehow. Kind of. She said she just wanted to be a friend, but as a good friend, a good friend wouldn't let another friend favor go unreturned. So it'd be to be a good friend, I must repay her, or maybe buy her a gift. Do we buy Penny a gift? It's been that long since I played. I generally can't remember if we do get Penny something or not. What happens in this? Students can earn some Garamola by working the kitchens, so you get paid and you can even work on your cooking skills. Done. Good to know. Guess this wasn't a wasted deviation after all. Well, let's... Wait! Suddenly, Evelyn slightly raises her hat off her head and thrusts her hand up the available space. After a few seconds of rummaging, she presents to me a small plastic card, not bigger than my thumb's fingernail. What's this? It's a digital wallet. You need it to, you need somewhere to stash your money now. Hope to dear God she doesn't find, just find this lying around. Well, let's go now. Evelyn readjusted her hat on her head, taking care to leave one of her ears hanging out. Can I ask you something? Sure, shoot. It's uncomfortable to wear those ears while also wearing a top hat. Yeah, Jen doesn't know what a phonus is. Wear my ears. Yeah? Oh my God, you think these are fake? What do you mean I think? No, she can't. She can't be serious. You're pulling my leg, aren't you? Sigh. Come here. She comes closer and grabs my hand. Then she slowly brings it up to her exposed ear. Oh my God! As my fingers come in contact with it, it doesn't feel like real fur. It does feel like real fur. It'd be a bit weird if it didn't. It's so soft and velvety and warm too. Like a living thing. Oh God, I just felt it twitch. See? Incredible. Well, that's Jen sold. I keep running my finger on the edges and gently trace the leather-like skin on the inside. It's actually reminiscent of the feeling of a rabbit ear. Yeah, it's also attached to a girl's head, you genius! That's enough now? I find myself bringing also my left hand to the exotic appendage. Rubbing my left palm on the furry side to caress its softness. He's like that bloody guy from... I never watched the full anime. That anime where it's like, there's a fox girl, and she takes care of like a guy that's overworked. Like, she's a fox girl spirit or whatever, and she comes in, the guy's overworking it, so she comes in, does the clean it for him, and the guy's really obsessed with, like, her furry tail. Because, like, he loves the feeling of it. I forget, I tried to watch that show and never got into it. Hey, knock it off! My hand slowly descends to the spot where the ear meets the scalp, remembering that. I said knock it off! I start and stumble, and I'm suddenly shoved in my chest. Evelyn jumps back and brings her hands to her ears, as if trying to hide them from me. Her face is scarlet, and she looks back at me, and she's breathing more heavily than before. What's the big idea? Playing to someone's ears like that. Oh, right. I bet they are pretty sensitive. Sorry, I got carried away by the novelty and the softness and... Sigh. My ears are awesome, I know, but try not to get carried away next time, especially in public. Yeah, there's hardly anyone in the mess hall at this time, but those who are in here are staring at us. I will, sorry. Good, let's go then. Hey, what the hell did she mean by next time? Evelyn's a very open person, as we've learned. Right, let's go to the classroom next. Here's the classroom. You're going to be spending a lot of time in here. Considering I know next to nothing about Remnant, that's a safe assumption. What do you mean you know next to nothing about Remnant? Oh, we haven't told her yet. Crap. Forgot that we hadn't told Evelyn about my situation yet. Then again, since we're going to have to be teammates, I'll screw it. It's not like she'll think I'm weird. I mean, she's pretty weird herself, so... See, the truth is... One explanation later. And that's the gist of it. You don't remember anything except your name, and enough to function as a normal member of society, but nothing about Remnant. Which means you cannot function as a normal member of society because you don't know how anything works, but sure. Jane's just optimistic. Why is she staring at me so intensely? Evelyn? It's nothing. Anyway, we should probably try to not skip any lessons if your brain's that empty. Hey, it's not empty, it's just ill-informed. Still, fighting the main skill of a hunter, but without learning about the job and Remnant, you're going to have lots of trouble in the field. Or in social interactions. Imagine the level of conversation you can hold with someone who doesn't even know what the hell you're talking about. For example, yesterday Penny couldn't finish telling me about the Grim. I see. But want Evelyn Sensei to teach you about it? Please? Grim are pretty much the natural enemy of humanity. Remnant doesn't have a lot of recorded history, but it seems like as long as humans have existed, so have the Grimm. They have a few distinguishing traits. 1, they're made of shadows with red eyes, and have bone masks. 2, they only attack humans unless provoked. 3, they literally don't have a soul, so they can't use aura. Yup. So far, they've never been a record of something non-living or artificial generating aura. They're still extremely tough customers, though. Hence the why hunters need to be the toughest mofos alive. Is that so? Yeah, Jane, this is what you're signed up for. I laughed nervously, not exactly feeling confident. Ah, come on, have some faith in yourself. I bet that in a few weeks, you'll be able to kick ass like with the best of them. Maybe in the first year. Well, let's go. Wait, before that. Just like before, Evelyn starts rummaging in her hat, without promptly raising it off her head. When she pulls it out again, she hands me an electronic device, identical to the one I've seen people use in Vale and Beacon. This is a scroll. I think it will be a big help in keeping track of all the new stuff. You can even call up an encyclopedia with a click. I'm pretty sure that is actually a thing. Is this your scroll? Open. Yeah, I think there are definitely a bunch of different things you can click in this to do various different bits and pieces. Which includes, yeah, we can look up our relationship status with a bunch of people, which, yeah, this isn't exactly updated. This doesn't include all the girls you can get with, and I don't think it fully keeps track of all of them. Like, it seems to get confused, because I don't think it's been done stuff a little bit. There's the basic statistics. I'm gonna be honest, most of them don't tend to matter. Like, some of them are used to start particular events, but majority of them don't. After you get that event, a lot you don't really matter. And then your battle stats, which are really important because that'll determine if you can beat the game or not. There's like a bare minimum you need to reach so you can beat the game, pretty much. I need to at least strain a little bit. Is this your scroll? Nah, I got mine in my pocket. This is a spare one I, found. Do you always carry around spare scrolls in your top hat? Nope. So count yourself lucky. If you ever need access to your notes, you can just tap the icon in the upper right corner of the screen. To my notes? What? Dormitory. Oh wait, I had to go in the Vale with her, I think. So, got the path back to the dorm memorized? I think so, yeah. This is just the first year dorm, right? Right. What about the other years? Where are they indeed? Wait, you mean you don't know? To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen any students that isn't a first year. And 3 for second... And 3 for second year ones. But this academy has a 4-year curriculum, right? Yeah, but I've never seen 3rd or 4th year students around here. That sounds very unlikely. Almost impossible. This academy is supposed to have to house what amounts to pretty much a small army. How can you just not meet senior students? Oh, I'm sure they'll pop up sooner or later. And if you befriend any students, you can come visit them here. I'll keep that in mind. Let's continue the Torrent. Yeah, so that may be a little dig at the show, how it doesn't really show higher ranked students and stuff. The only ones it really does show is Team Coffee. Which, to be fair, when it comes to Beacon, the understanding is, at least in second year, you start taking missions with hunters. So I imagine as you get up to the higher years, you start spending possibly less time in class. Maybe to get more free time to train. And they'll spend more time also away on missions, which missions mean they could be away for long periods of time. Like, you hear, coming up to the dance, Team Coco get delayed because they had a bunch of ground to fight with Professor, I think it was Professor Port. Was it Port? I think it was Port they were with. And yeah, their mission gets delayed, so they're gone for a good bit longer than what was originally thought going to be. It's like, yeah, they're probably going to be out doing longer base missions like that in controlled environments with hunters and stuff like that, teaming up to get experience. That's how I always imagine it goes. I don't know if they ever really mentioned it between the various books and other bits. But anyway, continuing on with the tour then. Well, that's enough showing you around the school for now. Let's hit the town. It's almost lunchtime though. My treat. Oh, come on. I don't want to end up indebted to the whole school. Shops. Alley. That'll start somewhere dodgy. Doesn't seem to be much in the side street. It does remind me of one of the dumpsters where I hid waiting on Penny though. Keep in mind, anyway, this, my friend, is a shortcut to one of the must-know places in Vale. And that would be... you're still not ready to know. Way too green. But I can tell you that it only opens at night. So, she just brought me here to dangle a damn carrot in front of my face? Tease! And speaking of carrots, so, I didn't get a chance to ask, but what's the deal with the ears? Well, I thought it was obvious. They're cute, soft, and make me adorable. Okay, I got that. What I mean is, why do you have them? You know the real Jin, like... because of my fondness, duh. Evelyn? You could let me tease you a little. Also, why is that popped up? It's fine, it doesn't matter. Oh, I stopped touching my computer thing for a minute because my brother walks in. All of a sudden, all these pop-ups are happening on my computer. But I know it's just like I've turned all the sounds off it. You could at least beg me a little. Why does she want me to beg her all of a sudden? Faunas are just like humans, except they have animal-related related traits. Some have ears, some have claws, some have tails. Every single one of them can see in the dark. Haven't seen many around, though. Well, you haven't been in Vale that long, and Beacon is almost empty right now, remember? Faunas are not as numerous as humans, and most of them try to keep themselves scarce. A lot still prefer to live outside the Four Kingdoms. In the middle of Grim Country? Why is that? Also, there's Nigeria, but you know. Racial tensions. Just think what the last big international incident we had on Remnant was about a bunch of bigwigs gathering up all the fauna and putting up on a fish-shaped island, out of sight, out of mind. That? You're actually serious? Yup. That is called Nigeria too. It was supposed to be a gift after the Great War, but not everyone fell for it. To be fair, Vale is actually almost completely integrated nowadays. Yeah, integrated nowadays. But that's not the norm. And then there's the whole thing with the Schnee Company. That's a dick move if I've ever heard one. But why? I mean, are faunas dangerous or something? No more than humans. Nowadays, when it was all rocks and Langloss, we might have had a slight advantage, but then why? Long story, but we have a tour to get back to. Make a note on your scroll about it. Cute Bunny owes me a history lesson. You're actually making a note about it. Sounds important. Haha, what a good student. Teacher Evelyn is pleased. Glad you are. Dun 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 dun. Hold on, wasn't... I'm pretty sure when I was going... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say a thing, but never mind. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Blake appears there. I was like, wait, we didn't go to other areas. Wasn't the other characters supposed to show up? Then remembering, no. It's when we go to these areas, characters are going to show up, of course. This is the main street. It runs all the way to north end and south end of Vale. See? There are a lot of shops. There's even more now that updates have happened. If you ever want to buy anything, common, or just want to grab a bite to eat, Main Street is the place for you. More specialized shops scattered through the city. Instead, to find them, you need to know where to look. There's also Market Street, but right now it's closed because of renovations. Probably redoing the pavement and substituting broken glass. I'm so sorry. Still, Main Street is the best place for small shopping, and to go on dates. Hint. If I ever find anyone wanting to go on one, sure. Oh, come on, you're not that socially awkward. I could be. Maybe I just forgot. Well, so far you're not giving me that vibe. And you're attractive enough. Are you always this blunt? Nah. Just when it comes to when it can mess with people's heads. Considered me messed with. Roger. Let's continue the tour now. Wait, I forgot to see a picture of Yang. Oh, I think I know why. I just realized. No, it should be. Okay, Yang and I think Wise as well, and I think RWBY. At least I don't know if Blake did as well. They all got the sprites changed. It's very possible that the events are meant to make the sprites show up, but because they got changed, maybe they didn't? I thought it would just replace it with a new one, though. I'm so confused. I thought pictures of these would... And I'll find it. If it doesn't show up after this one, then I'll know for sure something's up. If your student become a hunter... if your student become a hunter, this is one place you got to know your way to. After a brief walk through Vale, Evelyn has brought me to a shop with various arrays of different colours and size crystals in a window display. Some are big as my fist, some are small as my thumb, others the shape of billets. From dusk till dawn. Vale's oldest dust shop and the only one that allows... it was allowed to keep its name after a Schnee manager. Currently finishing renovations. After, you know, having stuff nicked from it. Dust, RWBY mentioned it yesterday. While we were talking about weapons, but what is a Schnee? That's 2 questions. What do you want me to talk about first? Decisions! We get them! Yes, you get to make decisions in this game. Let's ask about dust first. RWBY said it was some kind of powder imbued with the power of the elements, used to power up weapons. Yes and no. Yes, dust is a mineral only found in powder form in the wild that contains the power of one of the 4 elements. Fire, water, lightning, wind. But it's not just used to power weapons. Most of Remnant's technology is based on dust. In one way or another. The most common way to use it in a fight is bullet and crystals. You can also imbue your clothes with dust, but that was more common in the olden days. It sounds very versatile and cool. And very important. Hunters can do some pretty cool stuff with their aura and semblance, but it's how well you use those and dust together that sets you above the rest. And it also gives normal people a fighting chance. Not everyone is a student at the academy, but almost everyone can learn how to fire a gun. Moving on, what's a Schnee? Well, I mentioned a merger. What do you think that is? A merger is when 2 businesses become one, right? So, it's not a Schnee, but the Schnee company. Biggest dust trader in all of Atlas, and one of the most powerful organizations in Remnant. They own close to 75% of all operations concerning dust in Remnant. Extraction, refining, wholesale, retail. They got it all. It's a family business, and since the 2nd generation came to power, they got into R&D too. They sound important. And powerful. But the business practices are not all exactly ethnical. Typical, power corrupts, and money is very powerful. So I guess it's better to not cross them. That's the most sensible thing to do, yes. I like to cross them as much as I can. I should be surprised, but I'm not. Maybe, though, it's related to something more than Evelyn's eccentrics? Eccentricities? Words! Thanks for the information, Evelyn. You're well, go. While we were talking, an old man has gotten out of the shop and is now sticking a flyer on the side of the door. Once that's over and done with, he opens the door out of the shop and steps back inside. A closer look reveals that it's an ad offering a part-time position at the shop. Well, will you look at that? We've found you an prospective job. You think I could work here? But I don't know anything about using a handling dust. The flyer says no previous experience required, so the old man is probably willing to teach you about dust. That actually makes sense. I'll definitely keep this place in mind once it opens. Dun dun dun. Yeah, Wise did show up. Did Yang not show up? Did Yang show up and I just missed her? It's very possible. My custom order should have arrived. Okay, so yeah, Wise got a sprite change from the original version. So did Yang. I thought maybe Yang show up, I just missed her. It's very possible I just missed her. Maybe like she flashed up if I accidentally clicked buy or something. That's pretty much it for now. But as you keep meeting people and doing stuff, you'll probably discover new places on your own. Almost sundown. Want to do anything before going back to Beacon? Well, there's one thing. What? What did you say the name of this flavor was? Lick. Neapolitan, a delicious patchwork of strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate for the price of one flavor. Lick. This is a good idea. I wonder if I've tried this before, but only forgotten about it. Lick. Huh. I just had a fun thought. Lick. What is it? Lick. If I already tried this, but forgot about it, I'm the only person alive who's experienced eating Neapolitan ice cream. Yeah, Neapolitan ice cream for the first time twice. Lick. So unfair. Also, you're already able to joke about it after 2 days. Lick. Guess Penny finding me right off the bat dulled the shock. And you're being kind of helpful too. Lick. Only kind of. Lick. Okay, maybe a little more. Lick. Damn right. Lick. Speaking of Penny, I wonder where she is. Lick. She's probably helping RWBY with your weapon. Lick. Alright, I wonder how that's going. Lick. Dun dun dun. Ah! I can't believe I stayed up all night and all day working on this. But the ideas just keep coming and coming and coming. Thank God I settled on one design when Penny came back to ask me about the materials. I managed to sneak up in a break while she went to town. Ah! Why am I doing this to myself? RWBY knows. You should have just said no. Or you could have just taken it easier. They didn't need this thing until Sunday. It's Yang! Maybe they're just waiting to introduce Yang here then. Phew. Hey RWBY. Still working that thing? Hey Yang. Yes I am. Like a moron. I'm almost done though. Our little pushover. It's at least a good one. Of course it's a good one. It's me, remember? And you're severely deep sleep deprived. You sure this thing isn't going to blow up in some poor guy's face? Of course not. Well, 90% no. I see. Ah! Yang! Let me down! Only on your bed, you damn whiz kid. Get some rest and finish working on that weapon, okay? For the sake of both the user and keeping your record clean of accidental manslaughter. Well, look at missed property damage preaching. That's different. I'm totally in control of my mental facilities when I trashed that club. Ah! Stop being proud of criminal charges. When you stop being stubborn and get some rest. Or sleep. Cheater! Blackmailer! I bet Penny doesn't have to put up with this kind of stuff. People forcing her to be a responsible sleeper. Is that what happened to Jin? Pretty sure it is. So you're positive you won't blow your cover and expose yourself? Yes, sir. I can properly simulate sleep. And eating won't be a problem either, right? Osmond is now convinced you have special needs because of health issues. Yes. Wonderful. I still think it's an unnecessary risk, Penny. Sir, I'm here to test myself as a fighter, but I think it's also a good occasion to test my level of integration with people. You developed the Adlise Knight 200 model to look more like humans and to act more human-like, to give people a greater sense of security. We both know how important this is. And Beacon is a more controlled environment than Vale, as the headmaster said. Also, Penny's just digging for any excuse because she really wants to stay and stay with her friends. I guess I will have to live with that amount of risk, will I? Yes! My assertions convinced him. What I'm wondering is if you're taking that risk into account yourself, Penny. What do you mean, sir? I've been on many battlefields, Penny. Both with and without weapons, and I've learned one lesson above all. People can be unexpectedly cruel to those who are different. My fellows corroborate that, right? Yes. We had a war because some of us wanted to suppress individuality. Another because some thought those with animal traits are lower than even animals. Unnatural. I'm afraid of how they will treat someone who wasn't born and yet lives. Oh. I respect your courage, Penny. I just hope you won't have to see the ugly side of people anytime soon. Nah, I should have to wait until like volume 7 to see that. Oh, should be in bits the first time around. I will be careful. They will never find out. They won't. Poor Penny. Poor Penny. So stressed out over this. To be fair though, like, it's quite a big thing just to throw at people, so you have no idea how they react. Back safe and sound with all your blood inside your body. No mysterious writings splattered over random walls of the city today. No siree. And all in all, I have to admit, I had fun exploring with Evelyn. She's fun, full of energy, and surprisingly knowledgeable. Granted, anyone looks knowledgeable compared to me, but she's much smarter than what she may first appear at a glance. So, why don't I go see what Penny's been up to? Sounds good. As I look towards the school, my sight falls upon a figure in a cloak standing in front of the main building gate. She's petite and holding a briefcase in hand. I wonder who it could be. You know what? I feel this is a good time to cut. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this. I need to stop now. I just looked at the time. Also, yeah, you know what? This feels like a brilliant place to cut. I'm completely fine with this. Yeah, I've probably already cut several times throughout this video because I've been recording for like 2 hours. So, yeah. Alright, I'm going to pause it there before we get the big reveal of whoever this mysterious person in the cloak is. Ooh, I wonder who it could be. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. If you're rewriting through a visual novel, I'm having fun with this. I really am. It's been ages. It's been years since I've played this part of the game. And bits have changed. Sprites have changed. Stuff looks better. There are definitely more settings. And I do wonder how they all fall together. Different events now will become available at different times. And there are certain paths I haven't done yet. Which, yeah, to the point I'm going to be going RWBY's path for one. But also, there are certain other paths I want to travel. And certain paths I don't want to travel because I want to see how it affects the game. So, I guess we'll get into more of that as time goes and events and stuff open up later on. And I'll start kind of listing out what my plan sort of is. But for now, I'm having fun with this. Hope you're all enjoying. Leave a like if you enjoyed. This is the RWBY visual novel rerun Sonata of Fire. I don't know. I don't know what I'm calling this series. I'll figure it out when I put it up. And there'll be a name in the thing. And it'll be called that. Maybe it'll just be a RWBY visual novel. And I'll have like JPDE Sonata of Fire in the name or something. I don't know. It'll be on the title. But yeah, see you then for that. Thank you all for watching. Go bye everybody. Also, just want to say a quick thank you to all of the channel members for the extra support, and a special thank you and shout out to our late members, the joining members Austin Quinlanberry, Afro Kage, It's Ender Steve PE, Sebastian Ramsey, Blackest Sage, and Leo Lalonde, and our ANBU members are RWBY, Eragon, GoldDragon, Nathaniel Prue, and Colton Wood. Thank y'all very much for the extra awesome support.